1 o'clock. Today it'll be the usual longer press conference. I have a lot to cover. Every other day it's going to be shorter. We're going to just primarily focus on schools. But every day this week, 1 o'clock, press conference related to coronavirus in the state of Rhode Island. I will say today it is primarily good news. We spent a lot of time in the past couple of days cranking through the data, reviewing all the information we have from our case investigations, doing a refresh on the data, and in general, it's a good news story. We're not out of the woods. Coronavirus is with us. Sadly, we still lose people every day. But I come before you today with a sense of confidence that the steps we've taken and the systems we put in place to protect the people of Rhode Island, by and large, are working, and we are continuing to operate safely, learning to live with the coronavirus. To that point, we'll begin as we always do, as we've done every day, and let's look at the data. And I'd ask you please to put the data up on the screen. Yesterday, we had 46 new cases, very good, low number, and very sadly, yet another 2 deaths. I want to highlight a few things. What's particularly noteworthy is that our percent positive rate continues to be among the lowest that we've seen. Now it's at about 1.2%. 1.2%. The reason I'm focusing on that is because we are now starting to test more than ever. We had a day last week where we tested over 9,500 people. 9,500 people. So, of course, as you test more, you're going to find more cases. So I really want us to start focusing on the test positive rate, and 1.2% is an excellent place to be. Over this past week, we've done more testing than ever. We had our biggest testing week with more than 45,000 tests completed in the past 7 days. And in that 7 days, we saw a percent positive, some days below 1%. So, for me, managing this, trying to keep everybody safe, knowing that nothing's perfect and everything's difficult right now, this should give you confidence that here in Rhode Island, we're doing about as well as you can be doing, as well as any state in America. Testing 46,000 people in a week, among the highest testing rates in America, with a test positive of about 1%, it's a stable place to be. And I hope gives you some confidence and some relief. I know there's still people who are so anxious. To put the testing in perspective, because just throwing numbers at you isn't that helpful, per capita, on a per person basis, we're running twice as many tests as Massachusetts. We're testing twice as much as Massachusetts, and 50% more than Connecticut. And that's where we want to be. Every expert that you talk to, around the world, in any country, any public health expert will tell you the key to protecting folks is more testing. And strategic testing. Testing in urban areas, testing on college campuses, testing with folks who work and live in densely populated areas. And that's what we are doing. Now, I should also say that the testing numbers are going to continue to increase. You know, we're doing, say, 5,000 a day. That's going to continue to go up. The kids are going to come back to school. The number will go up. College students are coming back. As we test more and more, the numbers will go up. So don't be alarmed if on a day that we test 9,000 people, we find 90 to 100 cases. As long as the test positive percentage remains as low as it is now, between 1 and 2%, that is a very stable place to be. To this point, people wondering how are we doing. I know so many people still look at pictures of Florida, Arizona, Georgia, and Texas, focus on Rhode Island, where we have managed to find a good, stable spot between keeping a lid on the virus and living our lives, going back to work, going to the beach, going back to college. That's what I'm trying to manage, a place where we keep a lid on the virus, but also have an economy. Going out to eat, please, continue to support the economy if you can. Go back to work if you have a job. To that point, in a new study that's been put out by Moody's and CNN that compares individual state success at returning to our pre-COVID economy, I'm proud to say that Rhode Island, last week we were 6th best in the country, and they've come out with a revised study, and Rhode Island is now number 3 in America. So as we compare ourselves to other states, we are getting folks back to work, but also low test positive rate. That is a testament to the people of Rhode Island. That is because you guys, you're tuning in at 1 o'clock, you're keeping your social gatherings clean, you're wearing masks, following the guidelines, keeping your contact tracing notebooks. It is working. And until we have a vaccine, this is the way we're going to have to live. And I want to continue to get people back to work, but also keep that test positive rate low where it is now. We don't want an overwhelmed hospital system happening in many states, but not here. And we don't want to start going back up the curve. We've been there. It's scary, and we don't ever want to go back. So as we begin the week together, and we have a lot to cover today, I hope you feel as I do, that we're in a stable place, have some confidence, and don't breathe a sigh of relief knowing that we're in a good place, but continue to be vigilant, because it is that vigilance that is allowing us to be in this great place. Okay, I want to start quickly with an update on what we saw this weekend. In our businesses and restaurants throughout the weekend. Last week, we conducted more than 1,200 inspections. That's another record high. Employee and customer mask compliance was fantastic, around 96%. We saw about 14% of bars where customers weren't properly separated from bartenders. That's an improvement from the last few weeks. So thank you. We still want to do better, but it's an improvement. And 15% of bars where we had crowding. That's a bit of an increase from the past few weeks, so let's all be careful at a bar, keep our distance, no crowding. I want to be very clear about this. Crowding, particularly indoors, is the best way to spread this disease. I've said this so many times, I'm going to say it again. If you find yourself in an indoor space, crowded by a lot of folks that you don't know, that's not where you want to be. You want to get out of that. Go outside, remove yourself. But if you're in line at the grocery store, in line at a retail shop, wherever, try to keep your distance and don't allow yourself to be inside in a crowd. The other thing that we do have to try better on is screening. We saw 17% of businesses still not screening everyone who enters for symptoms. That is a problem. We know that folks who have symptoms are much more likely to spread the disease. It doesn't have to be a temperature check. A temperature check is great. It could be a simple checklist, stopping everybody, every employee, every customer, everyone who comes in, making sure no one who has symptoms comes into your business. So for the 80% of you who are doing that, thank you. For the nearly 20% of you who aren't, I'd ask you to try a little harder. Symptom checking and tracking is so simple, and it's one of the most powerful things we can do to keep the virus down. Okay, this weekend is Labor Day. It's an